Good day, my name is Iryna Tretiak. I'm Research Associate at Bristol Composites Institute, and I would like to present to you the work that was done within the Springback project focused on cyclic compressive loading of carbon epoxy prepregs. Composite materials undergo cyclic mechanical loading and unloading during AFP and debulking process, and there is a high possibility of the thickness change during this process, such as Springback. The main objective of the work is to investigate the mechanical response of cyclic compressive loading on toughened carbon epoxy prepregs and how we can use this information to improve our modeling capabilities. To replicate AFP and hot and cold debulk process, the heater plates were installed in Stone machine. By means of this setup, we can control the temperature and the pressure during test and extract the thickness change of the sample during the test. In this work, we used two loading schedules that simulates both debulking process and AFP process. The difference between these loading cases is a loading dwell time, as you can see on the slide. There are other several parameters that we were varying during the test, such as unloading dwell time and combustion temperature, to investigate their effect on the Springback. The loading and unloading rate was kept the same for both the material system and for both of the loading cases. From thickness and evolution time graphs, it can be seen that Springback occur each time during unloading stage, as you can see here on the graphs, for both of loading schedules and for both of the materials. It was observed that Springback decreases with each of the following cycle. Moreover, the temperature and unloading dwell time has an effect on the Springback level. Stress-strain graphs of the test results showed that behavior of the material is highly nonlinear in viscoplastic, where permanent strain occur. Also, the area of hysteresis decreases and then at some point it stabilizes. When we consider unloading stress-strain curves, it could be seen that there is no much of temperature dependence for IM7 A502 materials. So we can see the graphs not very much spreaded. So it's possible to find some one master curve to model the material behavior at the unloading stage. To get master curve fit, the model of Gutowski was used as a baseline. This model was derived for dry carbon fibers compaction, and it showed similar behavior to our experimental data. In our case, for our model, we adapted this model, which has 3 different parameters that was varied. It could be seen that adapted Gutowski model works very well for almost all experimental cases except IMA M21 material system for loading case 2, which could be observed some changes in unloading curves, which could be related to the different temperature of compaction tests. The current implementation of the DevGen model is incapable of dealing with relaxation phase of compaction testing. As can be seen on the graphs, the model prediction curve is struggling to cover a little relaxation spike of the experimental data, causing it to offset from the original compaction curve. The proposed approach is to introduce the fiber bed response component. When the load is removed, the reaction of the fibrous phase will allow model to regain a fraction of the thickness as shown on the graph. One of the models for fiber phase reaction was proposed by Gutowski. The major drawback of it that this implementation was proposed only for an active external loading, and if the loading removed completely, as is shown on the graphs below, the fiber bed response will be active until the point when the current volume fraction becomes equal to the initial fiber volume fraction, and it results in a full thickness restoration and the absence of the plateau. The work on the possible changes is still ongoing. If you are interested in the work that I have presented, please do not hesitate to contact me via my email. Thank you.